Let's talk about DBT jobs. There are three types of DBT jobs you can create. Deploy jobs. They are used to create and set up triggers for building production data assets. They are triggered by a schedule or manually run or by an event or by an API. And then there is a continuous integration jobs, CI for CI/CD deployments. They are used to create and set up triggers for checking code changes, triggered by a commit to a PR pull request or by an API, used with staging enrollments. And then finally, merge jobs. These are used to create and set up triggers for merge pull request, triggered by a successful merge into enrollments branch. Then schedules. Jobs have different kinds of schedules. They're configured when the job should run. They are based on intervals. They can be based on specific hours. They can be a cron schedule. And finally, artifacts. When running DBT jobs, DBT Cloud generates and saves artifacts like manifest.json, catalog.json, and sources.json, which are used to power different aspects of DBT Cloud, namely DBT Explorer, DBT Docs, and source freshness reporting. We will learn more when we check out DBT Explorer and Docs. For the demo, let's try creating jobs, and more specifically, deploy jobs. So we go to deploy in jobs, create job, then we pick deploy job. We want to name the deploy job the first prod deploy job, and we can put a description. And in the environment, we already have a production environment created, so we are going to use that as a so that the settings, the connections, credentials are all utilized out of the production environment. Execution settings. Commands here, we can enter the DBT commands to be executed as part of the job steps. For example, DBT build. As shown in the earlier demo, it is a composite command that runs both DBT run and DBT test in a single job. Or we can add DBT run or DBT test or DBT build separately. So for example, I can add DBT run or test, then add DBT run. So this will be executed in the sequence. DBT test is run first, and then DBT run command is run after that. Or else we could just use DBT build, that way it runs both at the same time. For example, to run test for a specific model, we can use selector DBT build / again select a particular folder, customers, or we can run for the entire project. In this case, I'm going to run for the entire project, so I'm going to leave it as DBT build. Next, generate docs on run checkbox to automatically generate updated project docs each time this job runs. We'll cover documentation feature in a little bit. Let's check this for now. Then run source freshness checkbox. This is used if you want to enable DBT source freshness as a first step of the job. DBT Cloud provides a useful interface around DBT's source data freshness calculations. When a DBT Cloud job is configured to snapshot source data freshness, DBT Cloud will render a user interface showing you the state of the most recent snapshot. This interface is intended to help you determine if your source freshness is meeting the service level agreement that you have defined for your organization. To enable source freshness snapshot, firstly make sure to configure your sources to snapshot freshness information. We will cover snapshot freshness configuration in advanced topics. So the bottom line, you could use list any DBT commands you want to execute as part of these jobs here, or you can do DBT build as a very basic one to roll out your deployments. Here, this for the demo, we will use DBT build. Triggers. We can schedule the job to run on an interval. or you can specify specific hours or chosen as a cron schedule. Job completion. This job can be triggered based on other jobs getting completed. So for example, if you have a job A and you want to trigger automatically after job A, job B, then you can pick that job A to be a trigger for this job B. For this demo, I'm just going to use not have a schedule, but will run manually. Let's save this. Okay. Yeah. So now, in order to, instead of scheduled, have a schedule set up, we can manually run the production deployment job as well by using the run now option here. So I'm going to click run now. So this will run a job which will deploy our customers model, all customers model to IDS database in Snowflake with IDS data schema. So now we can see in the runs history, we can click on it and we can check out the current status. It is still running. If we want to cancel as well, there is an option to cancel the run while it's running. I'm going to reload to see the current status again. Yeah. Looks like it's all done. We have successfully completed. And there are some warnings on the deprecated functionality, but we can ignore those for now. But as far the deployment goes, it successfully ran, completed it. So let's go back to Snowflake to verify that if it has created a new schema called IDS data under IDS and a table all customers. So I'm going to refresh here. So as you can see, it has created a new schema IDS data, and then we should see a table called all customers under it. And that should have 4 records with all the two rows from each source table combined into one transformation. That's all for the DBT jobs.